Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
I'm ready to go play. Let's play our best football.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield, has a man. Touchdown!
Blitz coming off the edge. Dart under pressure. Down he goes.
Here we are, baby. What's going on, guys? It's Logan. It's EJ. Welcome back to SwampCast, baby. EJ's over there in France. Not even, yeah, he's over there in Paris, dude, having a great time. Meanwhile, I'm in the hot-ass state of Florida, where we have, like, a tropical storm on the way, so we love that, dude. It's going to be a rainy Saturday in Gainesville. Oh, yeah, man. It's going to be a wild one. But we're here, man. EJ, how are you feeling over there before we dive into this little short episode?
Feeling good. If anybody's ever been to Paris, it's obviously a beautiful, bustling city. Kind of reminds me of New York. A lot of people, but the city's been around a lot longer than New York, so there's a lot more history. And there's just so much to do, so much to see. You got to be here at least a week. But we're here for a wedding, and it's Paris Fashion Week, so we're enjoying that. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and
Damn.
by the way, oh yeah, we've seen a few of your celebrity friends so far. Here's the other thing. If you're coming out here and you're trying to watch football, you're screwed because YouTube TV doesn't work.
What?
No, but if you have YouTube Premium, a lot of people stream all of the football games live on YouTube, and you're outside of the blackout area, so you can watch them on YouTube, which is great. Or you have to get a VPN,
Right.
so it looks like your computer is in the USA, and you can watch all the sports. And so that's how I've been able to keep up with what the heck's going on in my home country with everything, with our coach and everything. So there you go.
There you go, man. Well, it's not wasting any time, EJ. I'm glad you're having a great time over there in Paris. I'm sure San Diego misses you. All right, let's go ahead and dive right into this Texas prep, man. The Florida Gators are going to be taking on the Texas Longhorns. What are the Texas Longhorns ranked? Do you know? They're number 9.
They
and
are
the 8th.
number 8, and I think number 9 and number 8, I believe.
Okay, there you go. They're 3-1, 11th in the SEC. Damn. I guess they haven't played any. They haven't played an SEC game yet, have they?
They haven't played an SEC game. This is
Okay,
their
I'm sorry. That's
SEC
insane.
opener.
That's not even funny. I mean, obviously, all they play for the rest of the season is SEC, but like, I think that's an absolute joke. You shouldn't go 4 weeks in without playing an SEC school. I think that's absolute trash. We talked about this Texas schedule coming into it. And that's the thing, EJ. We don't know a lot about this Texas team at all. Like, at all, right? They haven't played anybody, and yeah, their offense is ranked pretty high. Yeah, they're number 9th in the country. Yeah, their defense is ranked really high in the defensive statistics, but who have they played? Their toughest competition is obviously that Ohio State game, but they only put up 7 points in that game. And then the defense, obviously, listen, Ohio State has a decent offense, but that was the first start for Julian Sand, and they played a very conservative game plan. And when I mean conservative, I mean it was not reading the field at all, running the ball, heavy run, doing quick passes and quick one reads for Julian Sand, getting him comfortable. Now, the offense kind of looks very similar to that, but he is growing each and every week. So I think if they play each other now, it'd be a lot different. Thing is, EJ, like I just stated, I don't know what this Texas team is. I don't know who the hell, obviously you have some returning guys like Taft on the defense and a couple other guys that but a lot of new guys on this team, a lot of new faces, led by, of course, Arch Manning, a guy who preseason was projected to be a first overall pick in the NFL draft. For some reason, people were hyping this guy up. Me and you, EJ, came into the season saying we think he'll be good, but will he be great? I didn't personally think so. I thought he would be a good quarterback, though. He's all right. You know what I mean? He struggled a little bit, bounced back last week against Sam Houston, and played a really solid game, flexing over a Sam Houston defender as he trucked him in the end zone. 2 weeks ago because they had the bye. So this Texas team is very interesting. EJ, what do you take away from them? Like, you're probably going to say the same thing. You don't know what the hell they are, but what do you take away from this Texas team? What's like your overall view on them, just looking at them?
The funny thing is about looking at this Texas game is this is basically two teams that are mirror to each other. Two teams that are opposite records. One's 3-1, the other's 1-3, because one team has played a very difficult schedule, and the other team has played one good team and 3 cupcakes back to back to back to back. Maybe we should do that from now on when we have Billy Napier as the head coach. I think when you look at both these teams, both of the defenses statistically have been dominant in the 4 games that they've played. Ohio State barely moved the ball, scored, I believe, 2 total touchdowns in that game. Very similar to how the Florida defense has played their, top 5 opponents, both on the road as well. Only allowing basically 2 offensive touchdowns, 1 to LSU, 1 legit to Miami, and then the 2 at the end were kind of just, we had to go for it on 4th down inside our red zone, and obviously we should have just punted it to save face. But anyway, Texas's defense is deeper than ours, though. And so as injuries start to rack up for us, it's only a matter of time before it could theoretically get ugly for us. Texas, on the other hand, can afford a little bit of that attrition on defense and still plug and play with 4- and 5-star players. In addition to that, I don't really see their defense ever breaking throughout this season. I think their defense is going to continue to be a difficult team to try to score against, which is not great for a Florida offense who, we've seen it, can't run, can't throw, can't do it, can't call plays, can't convert a 3rd down. So this is going to be a fascinating game because the other thing is this is the most winnable game on the schedule outside of, I'll say right
Kentucky.
now, this looks like the most winnable game outside of Kentucky, because Texas's defense, it's going to basically be who can score 10 points in this game. That's basically what this game's going to come down to. Who gets to 10 first? So that's my impression. I don't think that Texas's offense is as good as LSU's. I certainly don't think it's as good as Miami's. It's somewhere in the middle, maybe slightly worse than LSU's, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Although they do have the ability to kind of you don't really know if they can take the top off you with Arch Manning if he's getting warmed up. This is going to be a very difficult game for him, but their defense is going to slow us down, and we have to have and we'll talk about the approaches, but that's sort of my take on this game so far.
Yeah, it's going to be a low-scoring game for sure. Not going to be the most pleasing thing to watch, and I'm going to this, so pray for me. I'll be playing Clash Royale on my phone to try to pass time. So yeah, it's going to be. I totally agree. This defense, while they haven't obviously played any great competition outside of Ohio State, they've played really fundamentally well. This is a really good defensive line. I really enjoy their line. I think their secondary is one of the best secondaries in the country. Truly, led by Michael Taft, obviously back there at safety and DB. I really enjoy his play, and just the corners overall have really been locked down this year. I like their linebackers too. One thing, once again, you were going off of not a lot of great games, but they've done a really good job at sprinting toward the ball, right? These guys are coached very, very well, and so I like seeing that from the linebacker group. And like you were talking about, EJ, the defensive line depth that they have is unbelievable. These are big, big dudes, and I'm worried about that when it comes to our O-line and how they've struggled this season. These are the biggest defensive linemen that we're probably going to see all year, of course, outside of Georgia. And so this is literally a Georgia defensive line. So I'm a little worried about that. Once again, there's a lot of names here that haven't been talked about because they've played UTEP and Sam Houston and some of these other teams. But I think as they get in the SEC play, a lot of these guys are going to emerge, and they have plenty of guys in there that have been playing very, very well. Very disciplined football on the line. So I agree. It's going to be whoever can it's like a race to 20, a race to 17, and I think whoever gets there is going to win this game. Gators have struggled heavily against, creating any kind of offense in general, and it doesn't help when you're playing one of the most talented defenses, at least in the country, in Texas. And I agree. I don't think they're better than Miami, but I do think that they're up there with LSU. I think they can definitely have the talent to really be up there with LSU's defense.
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about this Florida offense against this Texas defense real quick, EJ?
Let's do it.
We'll get this out of the way, and then we'll get into the Texas offense against the Gator defense. Might be some more stuff to talk about there.
Yeah. Do you want to start?
Yeah. I can go ahead. Okay. So if we look at Texas's schedule, they obviously let up 14 points to Ohio State, but only 7 points to San Jose and 10 points to UTEP, which was a pretty interesting game. They're coming off of a shutout win against Sam Houston. Like I said, this is a really good group here on defense. Obviously, like I said, you got Michael Taft, who's been playing phenomenal this year, leading the team in total tackles, just overall playing really well. And these group of linebackers they have, which I was talking about, EJ, they just go to the ball, led by LaFoe, I think his name is, and then you have Ty Anthony Smith and Anthony Hill Jr. Anthony Hill Jr. is an absolute monster. I love watching him play. And you got Ethan Burke, Trey Moore. Like these are all names that I know, which is insane. And guys that,
which is right.
I mean, I remember these guys as recruits. Like this is unreal. And then the defensive linemen, you got Watson, you got Canu, you got Brevard. And if you click on these guys, like actually look at their sizes, I mean, they're all above 300 pounds, just huge dudes in the interior of this line. So it's going to be very hard to run the ball in this defense. It's not going to be easy at all. So, yeah, I mean, that's kind of my extent of looking at this team. I don't know if you have any more specifics on their defense against the run, defense against the pass, EJ, that you want to talk about.
Yeah, the Steve Sarkisian is an offensive mind, but he took a large bulk of his approach to the game from his mentorship, I think, from Nick Saban, particularly over the last couple of years. And that is, let's focus on having a defense that can keep us in every game. because if we can do that, the strategy on the offense becomes a little bit more wear down the other team. And then with our depth on defense and our ability to, you just name, Watson and Burke are just, and Kanu is actually the highest rated one on PFF. Their right defensive end. These guys are, I mean, they have 2 shutouts against these, the last couple of games, even though obviously it's Sam Houston State and San Jose State, but nevertheless, hard to get shutouts unless you're just completely dominant and way more athletic than your opponent's offense. When you look at this team so far, Texas is allowing, I believe 18. Well, is that 8 points a game?
Yeah.
They got 2 shutouts and 14, and yeah. So we can't even score 8 points a game. Lagway's health is very, very critical in this game. Who knows what the situation is with him? We believe it's precautionary, but the Texas's defense is going to do what these other defenses have done to him, which is we're not going to respect the fact that you can throw accurately. We are going to completely sell out on the run, and we're going to force you to throw accurate passes against very tight coverage, very tight windows. And if you can do it, guess what? We'll back up and we'll give you one-on-one matchups in the blocking game. But if you can't do it, you're probably going to go another, 0 of 13 on third down is you can basically close your eyes, count to 100, and then throw the ball behind your head, and you'll convert 1. So the fact that you converted 0 was like intentional incompetence. It's going to be even more difficult against this Texas defense to do that. The one thing that I do think gives us a little bit of hope is that it is at home. And I think if we can keep the crowd in the game, maybe that can help us. The other couple of things about this defense is Jaden Baugh is our best player. We're going to have to get him the ball. Texas knows that. Steve Sarkisian is when you think of the obvious things that you have to do to win a game, Steve Sarkisian is a smart enough coach to go straight to that. Oh, Jaden Ball's your best player? Well, let's make sure every time he's in the game, we keying in on him. And so great to have a coach like that. It's going to be difficult for Jaden Ball, I think, in this game. I think we're going to have to, in my opinion, throw to open up the run. And it's going to come down to Billy Napier's design as to how he wants to accomplish that. Is he going to roll DJ Lagway out of the pocket? Is he going to throw quick screens? Is he going to throw quick slants, quick in routes? He's going to have to do something to force the Texas defense into a base defense so that we can run our offense. And so that's sort of my take on there. You can't really take too much away from the last 3 games from the Texas defense, other than they have done exactly what we believe they're capable of, and that's just completely and utterly shutting down their opponents.
Well, and here's the thing, EJ. It's like, it's sad. This is actually really sad to say, but we can't even come on here each week and be like, hey, this defense plays more man, this defense plays more zone. It doesn't matter because they play the Gators and they go 8-9 man box. We still run it straight in because we can't throw the football. We know what Texas is going to do. You know what I mean? They might come out playing a more base defense and just try to feel everything out. That's what Miami did. You know what I mean? Like I totally expect that. But as the game goes on and DJ Lagway misses a few throws, or we do these little bubble screens to Trey Wilson that never work, they're going to start bringing guys into the box. And when you have a guy in the secondary like Michael Taft that plays the run like he does, that's the reason he has so many tackles. This guy plays great run defense as a secondary player. It's unbelievable. And when you have a guy like that flies to the ball, That's not good because he also does great against screens. And that's what the Gators want to run. If we can barely run a screen against, a USF, we're going to have a lot of trouble here. There's not a lot of hope for this Gator offense against this Gator defense against this Texas defense, EJ. I genuinely don't know what we can do. My only hope is that maybe Jaden Ball, which he does it every game, so it's going to happen, breaks a few tackles, gets out. The thing is, you look at the PFF score for this Texas defense, they don't miss tackles. They wrap up. They have a score of almost 90 for tackling on PFF, I believe. Might even be 90. And so that's not what you want to see as it. Once again, they've been playing a lot of easy teams. I understand that. They haven't played a guy like Jaden Ball, you know what I mean, since that first week against Ohio State. But I don't know. It doesn't look good. This literally does not match up at all like you were talking about, EJ. Our third down conversion rate is horrible. Because here's a fun fact. We'll get to this obviously in a minute. Texas's offense has a third down conversion rate of 36%. They're not doing great either, and so you would look at that with any other team and go, hey, we have the advantage. You know what I mean? We have a third down conversion rate of 40, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, we have an advantage over them. No, we don't. Because we can't convert any third down in a game. And so, yeah, I mean, it's the matchup here for this Gator offense against this Texas defense is horrible. We're going to need some miracles. We're going to need DJ Lagway to make some deep shots. Good news is, I mean, this is what, Billy Napier said last week. Dallas Wilson is getting healthier. Dallas Wilson should be back for this game. So, obviously a guy that had, I think, what did he have? Like 199 reception yards or whatever in the orange and blue game.
Spring game.
In the spring game. Yeah, played really well. A deep threat. Had a lot of big plays down the field. If this Gator team can push the ball down the field with Dallas Wilson and just throw another weapon out there, hopefully replace this 13 personnel that we love to run, I think that the Gators have a shot. But we have to take deep shots. What I don't like, too, is this pass rush for this Texas team is unbelievable. They are susceptible against the run a little bit, especially if you can run away from Michael Taft. That's where the success, I think, is going to come out. But the pass rush is insane. They have like 3 guys above an 87 PFF grade. This is really not what you want to see as a Florida Gator fan because our offense has been playing so bad. And DJ Lagway does not have time in the pocket as it is. So that's what I'm a little worried about. I could see the Gators getting shut out in this game for sure. Like, I could 100% see that. I could see the Gators maybe getting a few points out there. I don't like it, EJ. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sitting here and trying to think about it. My key to success for this Gator offense versus Texas defense is to have 4 explosive plays of 20-plus yards. These need to be big plays in key moments. Whether it's a big Jaden Ball run getting into Texas territory, whether it's, shot down the field, hopefully. We need big plays. And we, I believe, are almost last in the country in explosive plays this year. I think we're like 128th or something ridiculous like that. That's not good. DJ Lagway had like 3 air yards or whatever it was against Miami. We need to get the ball down the field. If I go to this game, if I'm standing in the rain, like I'm from like an R&B fucking music video from like 2001, and my team's not throwing the ball down the field, we keep throwing screens, I might cry, EJ. That's where we're at with this football team. That's my take on this Gator offense versus this Texas Longhorn defense.
No, I think you're exactly correct. And real quick, I'll just say, we love PFF. PFF is amazing. They rate 9 of the 11 Texas starters on defense as significantly above average, which is a rating of 70 or higher. And the 2 that aren't are a 68.9 and a 67. So they're basically right there. We only have 2 players, we have 3 players on our offense that are significantly above average. Barber, Slaughter, and Ball. Sturdivant has been a little bit of a disappointment so far. I don't know if that's because of Lagway's, insecurities to start the season. So we really need Dallas Wilson. With all that said, on paper, it looks like they should completely shut us down, and it's going to look like the Miami game. But the one silver lining is that this game is at home, and the Florida offense does pose players that have significantly more speed than what the Texas defense has been used to playing for the last month. And the only issue is, can we get them the ball in space? The windows are tight when you play Texas. So if I'm just thinking like, if I'm Billy Napier, which I can't put my head into his head because I don't think he thinks a lot, but if I were him, I would think to myself, based on what we've done so far this year, what can we do against Texas? We've got to throw very short screens. We've got to throw slant patterns, something that we can actually execute. And then we've got to test them deep, especially if they creep up 8 or 9 guys in the box. But the interesting thing about Texas, I can almost guarantee you what they're going to do. They're going to put 8 guys in the box because Texas is very, very confident that they can stop our run with just the front 4. And I'm telling you right now, if they can stop our run with just their front 4, we're screwed. There's nothing we can do, because now you're talking about you can't run it against 4 guys, and then you're throwing DJ Lagway, who can't throw, in max coverage. So you have to be able to run the ball when they vacate the box. You absolutely, if you can't do that, the game's over. Once they start creeping that 8th guy into the box, maybe even a 9th guy in the box, I can almost guarantee you they're going to keep 2 safeties deep at all times. It doesn't matter. We're going to have to streak somebody over the middle, do a throw behind the line of scrimmage, double pass, do something to at least let Texas know that we're going to throw the ball deep. Ideally, don't throw an interception, but you have to at least give them the thought in this game that, okay, they may throw it deep on us, and we need to stay in this too deep situation. Because if that's the other issue with Billy Napier, he doesn't even attempt. Maybe they do and it's covered and they don't throw it, but I don't even care. You just have to force it down the field to make them at least acknowledge the fact that you're trying to create an explosive play. But when it comes to the offense, it's all about how you set that up. And Billy Napier has not been able to run an offense that at least moves the ball down the field to set up an opportunity to throw it deep. That's the issue in this game. So that's the one key. Can you run it on a 4-man front? If you can, maybe we have a chance. If you can't, we're going to score. I think we'll score in the game because we have that record. We'll probably get 3 points. But that's about it.
All right, let's go to this Florida Gator defense against this Texas offense. This Texas offense, has obviously struggled this year, led by Arch Manning, has not really kind of lived up to that. But don't worry, he looked good against Sam Houston. He's 61% completion percentage this year with a long of 83, 9 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He's been sacked 3 times. All 3 of those sacks, I believe, came from that Ohio State game. They have a couple of good running backs in the backfield. They got Jarrett Gibson, 155 yards, and then you have James Simon at 117. With Christian Clark. Well, the very interesting thing about this run game is that they actually all are averaging at least 4.3 yards or above, but they have not had any big explosive run game this year. The biggest run that they had was from a quarterback, the backup quarterback, which is 50 yards. But outside of that, the running backs, the biggest run they had was 20 yards, it's from the quarterback. The biggest longest run they had was 16 yards from James Simon. So they just haven't had any explosives in the run game. So here's what I'm looking at. Screw all the other games. I'm going back to the Ohio State game. What the hell did Matt Patricia do against this team to make Arch Manning struggle so bad? And that's stuff the run game. What they did is they played heavy in the box and blitzed a lot. They blitzed a lot in that game against Texas. They played the run game. They stopped the run game. Texas could not get the run game going at all. Put a lot of pressure on Arch Manning in that hostile environment. Guess what? They're coming to another hostile environment. I don't know. I don't think the game's sold out. I'm sure it probably will by the end of the week, maybe. We've had 13 games sold out so far, and I think the Gators are looking at the 1-3, and they're probably, I don't know. They're like, we'll just stay at home. You know what I mean? Sit on the couch, listen to the commentators, and get the same experience. So I'm taking a page. If I'm the defensive coordinator, if I'm Ron Roberts, I'm taking the page out of Pat Maptrish's book, and I'm doing these weird different blitz packages. I'm doing what is it called? What is it when they drop the defensive lineman and then blitz the corner? What the hell do you call that? I don't know. That really bothers me.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of it. Anyways, they did that a lot in this game too. They were dropping defensive linemen, bringing the safeties on blitzes and the corners and stuff. I think you have to mix stuff up and just scare Arch Manning. And in that game, they got 3 sacks. That's the big reason why Arch Manning played the way he did. If you look at these last couple games, he looks comfortable because he doesn't have any pressure on him. These guys, this offensive line's a good offensive line. They're not great, but they are pretty solid and are much better than I thought they were going to be. Even though they really haven't played anybody since that Ohio State game, but they're giving him time. So if I'm Ron Roberts, which the sad thing about this, Ron Roberts does not like to bring a whole lot of pressure. He likes to kind of play that base defense and is like, hey, if you beat me, you beat me. I'll let you drive down the field. I don't really like that. The good thing about that, though, is that Texas has been horrific in the enemy's territory, especially in that Ohio State game. I don't know if you remember, EJ. There was like 4 times when they got past the 50-yard line and their offense just started sputtering and couldn't get to the end zone. They're also one of the worst offenses in the red zone in the country. So the kicker's having a great time. He's 5 for 5 out of field goals, I think, out of the whole season. He's doing great. But if you're the Texas offense, you need to get in the end zone. Arch Manning does not go do great in a condensed field. So that's the good thing if you're a Gator fan, right? We can kind of stop this defense a little bit, maybe get a few 3-and-outs. If they do drive the ball down the field, we can hold them to 3 points, give our offense a chance. Because what is it? Every 2 field goals is still a 1-possession game, right? And you're still in it.
Yep.
So that's good for this Gator offense. The third down percentage is horrific. So like I said, if I'm the Gator defense, I'm going to just fully go and dedicate to stopping the run. I'm going to bring a lot of pressure on Arch Manning because if they get a false start, EJ, a holding penalty because there's a lot of guys blitzing, or even a sack on Arch Manning, they're probably not going to convert a 3rd and long, right? And so that's one. They can't run the ball explosively, and Arch Manning is quarterback, and he's been struggling a little bit. And with how this Gator secondary has been playing, I'm pretty confident that they can, hold down some of these guys. That's my key. Not my key. We'll get into that in a minute. But that's kind of my game plan going into this game. How do you feel about that, EJ?
Love it. I think you hit a lot of points that I was going to say. Actually, here's the interesting thing. Let us pray that beating a unranked team from the FCS 55-0 is a jinx on your next game, because that's exactly what happened when Ohio State played Sam Houston. And then when we played LIU, then ever since that game, we're terrible. Here's the other interesting stat. Ohio State gained the fewest yards that Texas has allowed all season, which is insane. And that's the one loss that they had. Ohio State only gained 203 yards in that game. All the other 3 teams have gained at least 230 yards or more against Texas, which is crazy to think. So if Ohio State can only gain 200 yards and win, then we have to look at that game and say, well, what the hell did they do? Well, they won field position. They used other aspects of the game to help their offense because the Texas defense is so good. We've talked about that the whole time. We are going to have to do that. Billy Napier, the punter, what's our guy? Doman, what's our guy? He is going to have to punt like he's never punted before, because guess what? He's going to be punting a lot in this game. He needs to we need to get him at the 1-yard line. Punt it inside the 10-yard line. We have to win field position. That's the other key. The force them into deep territory to start their drives 80 yards away at least. The other thing is Here's the other thing. Arch Manning cannot get comfortable. You talked about that. The issue with Rob Roberts is he almost scripts a lot of his defensive drives, and he makes really good adjustments, I think, as a defensive coordinator, but he's just not aggressive, right? And he wants his defense to persevere as opposed to changing it up to inflict and sort of like dictate the game. This is a game where you said it perfectly. We're gonna have to do something to try to dictate the game, to get Arch Manning rattled, to force Steve Sarkisian into a mode that says, a less aggressive mode that says, okay, I'm not really going to call aggressive plays unless we get into plus territory. I'm just going to be very conservative and try to eke it out, because if we turn it over to them and we're risky and we try to turn it, and this is how that Ohio State game went. Neither team wanted to take risks because they knew one turnover was the game. And that's basically how Ohio State won, was the one turnover.
Yep.
So you cannot, you have to force them to maintain their risk averse offense. And the best way to get them to go a little bit risky so that we can blitz and get some pressure is if we can just score something. Can we score? Can we just score a point? Can we score the first touchdown of the game? Billy, we're calling your name. Can we go up 7-0 in this game? We haven't gone up 7-0 since LIU. Can we go up? I don't think we went up. I think it was 3-0. When's the last time we were up 7-0 in a game? Hell if I know. So guess what? Go up 7-0. Force them to say, "Uh-oh, we gotta take some risks. We gotta take some risks." Then that's how the defense, I think, can start to get in a little bit of a groove.
Play defense with offense. You say that all the time, and it's so true.
Play defense with offense and special teams. Doman, kick that ball deep. We got somebody catch it before it goes in the end zone. Number 8, VL3, guess what? VB3, guess what? Run it back, because we're going to have to help that offense out. We're going to have to be like Iowa, except Iowa scores way more points than us.
That's a great
which
point.
Is crazy.
No, but that's a great point, though, EJ. VB3 is going to have a lot of punt return opportunities in this game. And I didn't even think about that, man. He's going to, this is going to be a big, big game from him, man. Because, like you said, field position is the biggest thing. Field position is going to be huge. But if he can return for a touchdown, dude, that right there can change the game.
Game change. You remember that Kentucky game we played at Kentucky a few years ago, and it was a very similar game to what this one's going to be. Low scoring, ugly, and Kentucky freaking ran a punt back for a touchdown, and then it's the game over. So Urban Meyer used to say it: score a touchdown or block a punt or score a touchdown on special teams, and you win 90% of the games. We got to do that in this game, because the offense is going to need some help. Here's the thing, even if the defense gave us the ball in Texas territory like 5 straight times, we'll probably only come away with points once.
Yeah.
So we need to get into plus territory as many times as possible.
I totally agree. And, the offense is going to have to help this defense out, because this defense already probably doesn't want to really play for this offense. You know what I mean? I'm not saying they quit, but, I mean, dude, how, if like you said, if you're going to keep giving the ball in the territory and they only score once out of 5 times, do you really want to keep playing hard for that team? Probably not. If you keep giving the ball back to this team and they go 0 for 13 on first down or third down conversions, are you going to really want to play for that team? Probably not, right? But
well, DJ Lagway, he's going to have to give him some more beats. Didn't he give the team beats?
Yeah.
He's gonna give him some. Hey, play hard for me, and I'll give you some more beats.
No, you know what? I think they need to all take him to dinner. I think they need to take him out to dinner. You know what I mean? All have lunch together, EJ, because I think that'll really help them out. Maybe I don't fucking know anymore. So big issue with this Gator defense we didn't mention. A lot of injuries too. This is what I think is going to be a big factor. Burrow, hopefully he comes back. One of our main interior guys. That we're already very, very, very weak when it comes to the depth. Very thin. And Burrow's out. Is Gum's going to be back is a big question. No
Banks
telling.
is
Banks
out.
is gone forever for a long time. I don't know if he's going to be even back this season. Especially him probably going into the NFL. I don't know if he's going to want to risk coming back and playing for a team that's probably going to be like 1-6. So I don't know. But we have Dijon Johnson, right? The corner. He's out. He was playing a phenomenal year. Took a big jump from last season.
Yeah.
Really was doing great, and you hate to see that, man. Aaron Gates, is he going to be back? These are all starters that I'm mentioning here, like 6 guys of the 11 that are out. And so we just please stay healthy is my big thing. A lot of these young guys are going to have to step up, especially in the pass rush game. Luckily, Kofi Asar stepped up, played a really good game, right? Some of these young guys and of course, Jaden Woods, right? These young guys, these inexperienced guys are going to have to really, really step up in this game on this Florida Gator defense. Cormani McLean's going to have to play his best game ever as a Gator. This safety play, Castell, been very inconsistent. He has to play 2 really great games in a row coming off of that Miami game. So we're going to have to see these boys all play really, really good games because, listen, even though that this offense of Texas hasn't been playing great, they're very, very dynamic. These tight ends are phenomenal. These wide receivers are great. These running backs out of the backfield in the pass game are also really good. So this is an offense where you don't know where the ball is going to be going, EJ. You genuinely don't. And so they're going to try to find those matchups for those tight ends against these linebackers, against Miles Graham. Miles Graham's going to have to keep playing great. Aaron Childs is going to have to play more disciplined, specifically in the run game. We're going to have to play complete game on defense to even have a shot at winning this game. And if Texas goes up 2 possessions, I think game's over. I think it has to stay a 1-possession game the entire game. If it goes up 2 possessions, I think it's fair to call it quits. My big key to the game on defense is 2 turnovers. And that's plus 2 turnovers. If we have a turnover on offense and we have 2, that doesn't matter. It needs to be plus 2 turnovers for this defense. And it doesn't just need to be, fumble the ball, we go on it, or interception. It needs to be a big return. I'm not saying it needs to be a touchdown, but we need to help this. If they're inside the 20-yard line, we get a fumble, we just land on it. That doesn't mean shit, right? We have to get that and pick up that ball and run with it. I don't care if it's one of our linemen that's like 350 pounds. Get 5 guys to lift him up and go. We need help here to help this field position, like you were talking about, EJ. It's going to have to come from big turnovers, and I need 2 of those in this game. Do you have a defensive key specifically, EJ, before we move on?
So my defensive key, do not blow coverage on Parker Livingstone, the deep threat slot receiver for Texas. I can see this game being back and forth. It's like Florida, Kentucky, Texas, Ohio State style. But I just see Texas hitting one. All it takes is one play. And that's it. So Cormani McLean has been playing out of his mind. He's literally our highest rated defender, which is insane on PFF. He's been incredible, and he's a playmaker. If we can get pressure, Cormani McLean can make a play, and we've got to prevent Parker Livingstone from running a wide open. They can hit those plays. So that's what we're gonna have to do. That's my key. Do not give up a Parker Livingstone deep pass, because it might be the game if you do.
All right, there you go. You ready to have a score prediction here, EJ?
Oh, do we have to?
I don't want to.
All right, who wants to go first? You want me to go first here?
Go first, EJ.
All right, so my biggest threats to avoid, don't bend in the run Billy Napier early, even if we get down, because they're just going to make it worse.
Mm-hmm.
DJ Lagway, don't play hero ball, but also don't play scared ball either. You went from hero ball against LSU to scared money against Miami. You got to be somewhere in the middle. Okay? Don't blow the coverage on Parker Livingstone or it's game over. And here's a thought. Here's a novel idea with an offense that can't even get a first down. Don't do holding penalty, especially on Texas, because they're big and fast and strong, and you're probably going to want to hold them. Keep your hands inside the pads right here. If we can not hold and do stupid penalties and those other three things, I think we have a chance. But even with all those chances, I still think Texas plays an ugly, ugmo game. I'm going to go Texas 19-13 in the swamp. Wait, what's the spread in this one?
I think they're favored by 6.5. I'll look real quick though.
Oh, okay. Gators cover. No cover, Texas. No cover. No cover. But Texas wins 19-13. And it's just because we can't score 20. If I'm confident that we can actually score 20, I'm like, oh, maybe we have a chance. We ain't scoring 20 with this offense unless
Hell no.
DJ Lagway is right and the offense is going to pop soon. By pop, you mean get sacked and thrown backwards? Or, how about this? Run straight up the middle on 3rd and 2 when the entire defense is charging at the middle of the. So 19-13, Texas. And it'll be just enough for them to say, well, Texas is a top 10 team. So just because we lost, it doesn't mean that we should fire Billy.
Yep. And I have kind of the same thing going on here. I think it's going to be a close game back and forth. I think this game goes into overtime. I think it's going to be 10-10 going into overtime, baby. I think that the Gators get the ball first. They don't move the ball at all, and we got to go for a field goal. Trey Smack hits the field goal, makes it 13-10. Texas gets the ball back, crowd's going crazy. Parker Livingstone gets the ball, goes into the end zone. I think Texas wins it 16-13 there in overtime. Heartbreaking loss for the Gators. I know, but it's funny you mentioned that big score by him late. I think that's going to be the one right there. I think they find a way to win it. I don't think this game actually goes into overtime. I'm just trying to make it fun for me because I'm going to this game and I want to get my money's worth. But I do think it's gonna be, I do think Texas will win this game. I do agree. I don't know if Texas covers. I think 6.5 is a really good number for this game. Actually, good job, Las Vegas. But yeah, I have 16-13 Texas. So we both have a Florida Gator loss. Hopefully, we don't want this to happen. We want the Florida Gators to win. We really do. But we want Billy Napier fired as well. So yeah, we'll see kind of how this goes, man. I'll be at the game. It's going to be a wet one. It's going to be rainy. It's going to be a fun one, man, there in the swamp. It's going to feel swampy. I cannot wait. It's going to be a good time, baby. 3:30. Are we on, is it ABC? Since it's a 3:30 kickoff?
It's a 3:30 kickoff, yes, on ABC.
It's probably ABC. All right, well, we'll see what happens there, man. Prime time. Yay. All right.
But it's 9:30 p.m. in Paris.
Hey. How long are you going to be there?
All right, so I'm actually coming back on Saturday. So I'm like, am I gonna be able to watch the game? I think I'll be in Atlanta, flying to Atlanta, connecting back to California. So
yeah,
I'll be able to watch it on the plane. So
yeah.
Gators, do not let me down. Here's another like I don't know if it's a mind game, but it's a funny question to ask a lot of Florida fans right now. It's, would you rather still root hard for the team, say, yeah, we're going to win, or be indifferent and hope we lose so that Billy Napier gets fired? Because, Arkansas just fired their coach.
Sam Pittman, yeah.
And let me tell you something about the Sam Pittman clause in his contract, which we're idiots for not doing the same thing. Strickland, if he gets fired after the second year of being a head coach and he has a winning record of less than 500 winning percentage, he doesn't get half of the remaining buyout money he's owed. That is how you do it. Now, obviously, agents are going to be like, they're not never going to go for that. But what's the incentive to win if you don't have a clause like that? Because it's like whoever the next guy is, we hire another lame duck. He's just going to come in $50 million guaranteed and just go through the motions. Yeah, I'm still going to call the plays even though we can't get a first down. What the hell is that? So do something to force these people to actually want to care, or hire someone who's actually passionate, either for an individual pride or they're passionate about the university. Which is why, a lot of teams go for guys who are, Mario Cristobal is from Miami, went to Miami. He loves Steve Spurrier. He was a Gator. Urban Meyer, he wasn't a Gator, but he has personal pride. Like, he wants to be the best. So he is going to, project the best wherever he is. We need to get somebody like that. Not who we have now, who just doesn't care. So that's my spiel right now. But what do you think? Are you rooting for us? I feel like it's hard. I feel like you root for us. I feel like I'm just gonna, we're gonna do good. And then I'm like, okay, screw it. If we're gonna lose, just let us lose so they can hopefully fire Billy.
Yeah, no, it's weird, right? Like I'll never bet against Florida, and even when I say that I want Florida to lose because I want Billy Napier gone or I want a coach gone, I always end up getting so frustrated during the game when we actually start losing. So there's just it's in my heart to cheer for the Gators, man, no matter what. But I think it's one of those things, EJ, where if we win, great, and if we lose, great, because that means that Billy Napier is going to be gone. I think he gets fired after because we got we got Texas A&M next week, and then Mississippi State.
How is this possible?
It's
People,
ridiculous.
are we looking at this schedule right now? And it's only tough because we're so terrible, but my God, like, even if we were, who's number one? Well, Ohio State really shouldn't be number one because it'd be Texas. But
I don't know. But have you seen South Carolina's next 5 weeks? It's actually so brutal.
Oh God! Well, thank God.
Dude, let me here. We gotta hurry up a little bit, but I'm just gonna read out South Carolina's schedule for the next 5 weeks. It's actually ridiculous, bro. Listen to this. So they all right, come on. Their website's absolute trash.
Okay, they play us the next 3 years.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Listen to this. At LSU, Oklahoma, Alabama, at Ole Miss, at Texas A&M. What the hell?
Oh,
that is those are like all top 10 teams, I think.
Pray for them chickens. I'm telling you.
I mean,
well, at least they can score more than 10 points.
That's
in a game.
Yeah, but oh my God, I genuinely feel bad. But yeah, anyways, let's go ahead and just dive into it real quick, man. The new SEC permanent opponents were announced. Me and EJ talked about how we wanted LSU, Tennessee, and Georgia, and how we thought that we would definitely get Georgia and possibly Tennessee. Well, we didn't get either of those. We got Georgia, South Carolina, and Kentucky. Gross, nasty. I don't like that shit. I hate it. Those literally was one of my biggest fears, was playing these teams that we played for so long when I want to play new people or play teams that I actually care about. And so, yeah. EJ, how do you feel about that? Tennessee fans are really pissed too. They're not happy about it, and rightfully so. I at least wanted two teams that I, thought were really good rivalries, but no, we got to go to. We literally, bro, the next time after this year that we play Tennessee in the Swamp will be in 2029.
Oh God. Well, here's the thing. There's a formula that they use to determine these teams, and we kind of talked about it on the last show, which was they look at your previous 5 years and they try to project out 5 years in the future, and they come up with a power ranking of here's the best program in the SEC, here's the 16th worst program in the SEC. So then they come up with, and they do it that way so that these 4-team pods can keep at least one rival but then also not have like the top four teams in one pod. You know what I mean? So because we've been so terrible the last 5 years, okay, they put us with the sloppy seconds. Now, I know if you're a South Carolina fan or you're a Kentucky fan, you're going to be like, you guys are sloppy seconds too. And you're completely right about that, which is why we're all playing each other. And Georgia is going to mop the floor with all of us. So, unless we get a new coach. So, that's why it was picked that way. The craziest thing I heard is that Florida and Tennessee, although to us it's a rivalry, to the SEC office, the last 5 years, Florida versus Kentucky has been deemed more of a rivalry than Florida versus Tennessee, which is crazy. But it's kind of true when you think about the fact that we were really a rivalry in like the 90s with Tennessee and the 2000s. But now, since we're terrible, who knows? And both of us in Kentucky are kind of not great. So they've actually beaten us, I think, more 3 out of the 5 last 5 years. So South Carolina, it's Beamer ball. Who knows? But maybe the Sweet Magnolias. We got them because of you. So that's the deal.
Yeah, I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So you guys let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below, man. I don't think it's funny. Every team's not really happy with what they got. All right, we're going to run through this real quick. Week 4 results are in. We both went 8-2 because we had the same exact picks, which puts me at 28-19, EJ at 35-12. So you're killing it, bro. You are absolutely killing it. Let's dive into these week 5 picks because EJ has, croissants to eat. Let's go ahead and start with Croissant. Illinois is favored by 9.5 at Purdue. We're gonna go pick them here. How do you feel about this one, EJ? Illinois versus Purdue here. By the way, Illinois plays Ohio State next week. Are they looking ahead?
Ooh, Illinois plays Penn. Okay.
Could be a
Purdue
game.
is absolute trash. So give me Illini straight up and to cover. Well, we're not doing spread, but Illini easy dub.
I like it. I'm just saying this could definitely be a upset, so keep an eye out for that. I have Illinois as well. Next one we have Washington favored by 6.5 at Maryland. We're gonna do a pick 'em here. I like this Washington team a lot. They've been one of my favorites. I love their quarterback. I think he's an absolute monster back there. Played pretty well against Ohio State. I like Jeb. Was it Jeb Fish and this Washington football team? Maryland's undefeated though. They're cooking up something there, man. I like their offense. I like their team. They're very disciplined football team. But I think Washington goes in there and gets a win.
Oh, let me tell you, this is tough. Okay, I'll go Washington to win, but I think it'll be closer than 7. I think it'll be like 4 points. So, Huskies, do something.
I mean, Washington has to go cross country. You know what I mean? That's brutal after a big, hard-fought game against Ohio State. Next one we have Texas Tech favored by 11.5 at Houston. This is going to be a good game, man. Yeah. How do you feel about this one, EJ?
Wait, who's favored? Texas Tech is favored, right?
Texas Tech is favored by 11.5.
Red Raiders. Now listen, Houston, you might have a problem in this game. But Texas Tech spent way more money in NIL than you did. Red Raiders, easy win.
I agree. I mean, I like this Houston team. I like their defense obviously a lot. They've been playing really, really good defense with Austin Armstrong. Shout out to him, baby. Former Gator DC.
Okay.
Leading the charge there at the defensive unit. But I agree. Texas Tech's a really good team. Had a great win last week, man. You just got to really respect that. I think Texas Tech is going to win. I think they even cover. I don't know about cover. I think they can win by 10 points, but that 11.5 is a little sneaky. But I do think they get the win just because that Houston defense will be very stout. Next one we have Virginia at Louisville. Louisville favored by 6.5, which I think is very, very interesting. I like this Virginia team a lot. Obviously, just got a big upset win against Florida State, which was such a fun game. One of the best field rushes I've ever seen. The guy flipping off Thomas Castellanos, whatever, as he's running past him, was just absolute gold. Found the video on Twitter. It was so good. Louisville, though, a really good offense, obviously. Brom's out there doing a really good job with them. Thing about Miller Moss, though, who I love as a quarterback, he's very turnover prone. So if you're Virginia here, you know that you're going to be able to put points up on the board. Can Louisville play clean football? Can Miller Moss play clean football? I think that Louisville wins, but I don't like that 6.5. I'm going to say it's probably a 3-point, but we're picking pick'ems here.
Hey, stop picking my picks. Virginia, you're still Thomas. Wait, who's the third president of the Thomas?
Jefferson?
Yeah. You're still hanging out with Thomas Jefferson and drunk at the Thomas Jefferson Memorial because you won against FSU, and you're still running around flipping off Castellanos, and you forgot that you got a game against Louisville. Cardinals win.
There you go. Good pick. Next one we have Iowa State at Cincinnati. Iowa State undefeated. I don't know how they're pulling out these games. They are. I don't even think they're really that great, in my opinion. I think Rocco Beck's a good quarterback. I don't even think they're that good of a team, but they go to Cincinnati. Cincinnati favored by 1.5. EJ, how do you feel about this?
Ooh. This is one of those games that bites you in the freaking ass. You know why? Anytime you have either one of these Iowa teams, whatever game you pick, it's the opposite.
Yep.
So I want to pick Cincinnati. And then Iowa State's going to win. If I pick Iowa State, Cincinnati's going to win. So, Cincinnati, Bearcats, hold it down.
Damn it, EJ. I'm going to lose now. I got Cincy as well. Next up, we have Duke favored by 2.5 at Cal. I have Cal winning this game. I really like this Cal team. I love that quarterback. I love this offense. I think they have a good sneaky defense as well. Duke's kind of been up and down this year. I do think that Mensa will put up some points, but I don't know why Duke's favored in this game. I have California, man. Duke's got to travel across country. I have Cal.
Okay, well let's see about this. Duke had a very impressive, unexpected week last week. Mensa hit him where the sun don't shine. But guess what? It's really sunny in California. The Bears win.
Good pick. Next one we have Mississippi State at Texas A&M. It's going to be our first spread pick here. Texas A&M is favored by 14.5. Texas A&M coming off of a weird game against Auburn. They put up over 400 yards of total offense, but I believe only put up, 13 points or 16 points, something weird. It was 13-6, I think that game was. Marcel Reed looks a little weird. I don't know if he's fully healthy still or not. But yeah, I mean, Casey Concepcion had a great game. Mario Craver didn't really get off to anything. But they got a fiery defense, man. Mississippi State looks really good. They look really, really good, but I think this is when they start to lose a little bit. I have Texas A&M winning this game, but I do not have them getting that 14.5 spread. I think they literally win by 14 points. So I have Mississippi State covering.
These people in Vegas get on my freaking nerves. How's this game going to go? Mississippi State's going to struggle to move the ball. A&M's not going to struggle to move the ball. It's just, can they punch it in? I think they can. I'm going to go A&M to cover. And they're going to cover because it's going to be close the whole time. And then Mississippi State's going to fall over and die and then easy touchdown. Aggies, last second cover.
I like that. Good pick. That's actually a really good pick. Next one we have Vandy at Bama. Bama favored by 10.5. We're going to pick this spread as well. I don't know why College Game Day went to this one instead of going to FSU Miami. One of the biggest FSU Miami games in years, EJ. Makes absolutely no sense. I have Bama winning this game for sure. People are like, oh, well, Vandy got the win last year. Yeah, but they snuck in a little win against Bama, right? Bama had to go to Nashville. They weren't really expecting it. You know how weird it gets there, and it gets weird in Nashville. You know how it goes, EJ. The Gators have played some weird noon games or 11 o'clock Central, whatever, games. I don't like it. But I do think this is obviously at Saban Field now, as it's called, and I think that Bama will get the win, and I think they cover. I think it's going to be a big, big win for Bama, actually.
Oh, poor Vandy. No one think you're undefeated. Wait, are they undefeated?
Yeah.
You're undefeated. No one thinks anything of you because your name is Vanderbilt and you're playing football. This ain't baseball. And Alabama just had a big win. But guess what? The Tide want revenge. Give me the Tide. Cover.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a big, big win I'm talking 3 scores. Next one we have Indiana at Oregon. Oregon is favored by 10.5. This is just going to be we'll just do a straight pick 'em here. I have Oregon winning this game. I really do like this Indiana team. I think this Indiana team is way better than what they were last year. I think they keep this game close for a little bit after Oregon's coming off a really hard-fought game against Penn State, coming off of that win. But I do have Oregon winning, but I think this could be a very, very close game for a bit.
This is wild. Indiana's very good. I mean, they destroyed Illinois. They scored more points in that one game than we're going to score for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Here's the reality. Oregon wins. Yeah, straight pick 'em. Give me Oregon, but let me tell you something. Might be close.
There you go. Good pick. The last game, the big boy of this week, man. Miami at Florida State, going to Doak Campbell. Huge, huge game here. Playoff implications, it's getting crazy. 4.5 points FSU is favored by. EJ, just for fun, we're going to make this a spread pick as well. I don't want to touch this game, betting-wise. No telling what's going to happen here. I do think FSU is going to have, I don't know, they just came off of a loss against Virginia. They're pissed. They're angry. They want to bounce back. I really don't know, EJ, at all. I should have let you go first. Do you want to go first? I got to think about this one, honestly. I'll let you go for it.
Wait, so FSU's favored?
Favored by 4.5.
Interesting.
We're picking spread here.
Here's the thing. FSU got beat by Virginia. Why? Well, their defense played a horrific game. They're coming back home. I think their defense is going to want some redemption. And I don't think Carson Beck can afford to be conservative in this game because you're going to be playing against an offense that can do a hell of a lot more than what the Gators can do. But a defense is not nearly as good. Well, maybe a little bit. So I'm going to go. I'm going to go Miami in a upset on FSU. You know why? Because I just trust the Miami offense to do their thing, and then the Miami defense to get after Castellanos. I could be totally wrong, by the way, and FSU could run all over him. But I'm going to say Miami wins closer than people think, even though they think FSU is going to win. Miami. So 1 point win, 27-26. Close.
I like it. I'm going to pick Miami as well, actually. I don't know if they win it, but I do think that they cover that 4.5. And like you said, it's like a 1-point game or a 3-point game. It's really close. But I do have Miami as well there for the spread picks. So there you guys go. Hopefully this is a good bounce back week for me. What we picked different 2 different times. So hopefully I can win those 2 and get back on track because I need it. You're destroying me right now. All right, well, there we go. That's going to be it for the episode, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's get a win this weekend against Texas, man. Let's make it happen. I'll be at the game, so I'll be posting all kinds of stuff on the SwampCast socials and give you guys my view. It's going to be a great time. EJ, anything else you want to say to these Gator fans?
Thank you, Gator fans, for continuing to support the team, even though we're going through some turmoil with our head coach not knowing how to call plays or develop a quarterback or call a play that gets a first down. I know, very frustrating. Anyway, let's show up, let's show out, let's do what we do in the swamp on Saturday. Let's show them what the real color orange is. Even though we like Matthew McConaughey, we don't like Texas. We're going to beat it. Even though we picked Texas to win. I'd be happy if Florida won. Thank you. Live from Paris. Just do it.
Yes, sir. Love y'all. We'll see you guys next week. Go Gators, man. See y'all soon.
Play fake on first down. Lagway launching downfield.